Must Guild decides 2022. Don't miss the exclusive coverage of this yet another historical election only on
Youth TV, empowering you.
My name is Ellen Shoncho. I'm a research assistant with HopeNet. HopeNet stands for Health Outcomes, Progressive Entrepreneurship and Social Networks. It's a project sponsored by Global Health Collaborative at MUST. It's under the Faculty of Management Science and Business. It operates in Nyakabare Parish. It's been there for quite a number of years, about 9. Our main objectives were 2, for health improvement and economic empowerment. Under health improvement, we've managed to do 2 things. We've had the health fairs where we've had free testing for the entire community, including Nyakabare community, even outside. We've so far held 3. We do it after every 2 years. We've tested people for several diseases. After people getting to know their statuses, we connect them to health centers where they can continue getting health services. And again, under health improvement, we have built a water project. We've built water tanks. People got chickens in families. The families that got chickens were able to share their skills with their neighbors. And from chickens, they got money, which improved their source of income at family levels and also improved their skills. When we got the challenge of COVID, we were not able to access the community because of the SOPs that were put in place. So we resorted to working under we used phone calls to reach out to our participants, to reach out to our community. And we designed a sensitization questionnaire. And again, we also accessed their awareness levels. We got to know about the awareness levels. Some had the traditional beliefs of COVID being a lie, that it wasn't in place, COVID being linked to flu, the common flu. And when it came to being vaccinated, people thought the vaccine was dangerous, the vaccine was not real, the vaccine was not going to help. But as we collected data in phases, now in our last phase, we get to realize that as we continued sensitizing them and assessing them, we realized that their awareness levels have improved, their perceptions have improved. Some people have got their jabs already. Even those who thought the jabs would kill them, would have adverse effects in future, have now changed. They are saying actually they are waiting for the vaccine to be available in large quantities so that they access it. We really feel HopeNet has brought hope to people. They believe in our work. They appreciate the changes that it has brought to the community. We feel the years we've been there have made a really great impact in their health, in the cleanliness of the community. Sanitation has improved in their business skills. People are doing great businesses. The chicken coop connected them to markets. They've learned to work in groups. Now they went ahead to do even other businesses in groups, and that started from the chickens being done in groups. So we feel our project has really done great. We appreciate our sponsors from the GHC, the Global Health Collaborative. It has really helped that community, and they are expressing their gratitude and requesting for more to be brought to their community and even to be extended to bigger communities because it has really done great.
I'm Alex Twinomhoes, the Industry and Community Engagement Program Coordinator in the Faculty of Business and Management Sciences at MUST. The Faculty of Business and Management Sciences was established by Imperial University of Science and Technology in October 2016. As a faculty, we believe that business degrees should include genuine experience of today's business domain for future sustainability. We therefore offer students and who are enrolled in the faculty's degree programs an opportunity to work for a leading firm or organization through our industry and community engagement program. Hence, all our programs are community and business development oriented and aim at imparting self-reliance and employability skills in the areas of accounting and finance, economics, human resource management, marketing and procurement, and supply chain management. Over the years, learning in class without exposing students to practical experience renders theoretical knowledge abstract and obscure. Most industries have often challenged universities on producing graduates that are theoretically adept but have less practical skills. So our industry and community engagement program spans the whole country, and we have partnerships with the leading businesses, development organizations, districts, ministries, and businesses. This is mainly aimed at providing the students with the hands-on real-life experience and career identity in settings similar to those they will be working in upon completion of their training at the university. During the COVID-19 pandemic, we've not stopped operating. Our industry and community engagement program has continued, though with challenges, but through our partnerships with the leading organizations, we've adopted two types of internship, the physical and the virtual. For some organizations which offered our students physical internships, we encouraged our students to observe the SOPs, and those which required the students to be vaccinated through our partnership with Mbarara Regional Referral Hospital. They got the jabs and they are doing internship physically. Then we have a group where organizations couldn't allow them to do physical internships. They've been able to do it virtually, and as a faculty, we have a strong and committed team of supervisors that is doing both the physical and the virtual internship. In addition to the industry and community engagement program through internships, we have study tours for all the students enrolled in the faculty. I thank you so much for your time.
Delphine Komsha, a pharmacy fourth-year student here at Mbarara University of Science and Technology. First of all, it was about the name itself. It's so mind and eye-catching, science and technology. I hope to find here, focused individuals, and I wasn't disappointed. From the day I got here till today, I've not been, disappointed. My colleagues I'm learning with, my course-mates and, people of my faculty and other faculties are really focused individuals. They are focused and they know what brought them to the university from day one to the day last.
My name is Alinda Ingrid, a student at Mbarara University of Science and Technology, doing a course in petroleum engineering and environmental management, and I'm currently in my final year. And I love why I came to MUST. Yeah, MUST is that university whereby you cannot remain the same when you come, because there is a certain quality of students, and being that petroleum engineering was a pioneering course, I'm so glad that I'm among the pioneers of petroleum engineering, and I know that out there jobs are waiting for us because they have laid a good foundation for us as petroleum engineers, and we are so expectant for whatever is outside there. Our lecturers have engaged us in a lot of things, fieldwork studies, and a lot of information has been given to us. I personally, as a petroleum engineer, have gained a lot, and we have laboratories, we have studios, we have gone to field trips which have really engaged us, and we have equipment that you cannot find elsewhere, and we are so honored. We feel blessed that we are in MUST, and you can never find this elsewhere. We are at international level, and we thank you so much, the administration of FAST, the administration of Bara University. We are forever grateful.
Okay, my name is Efrata Shuro. I am a second year clinical pharmacy here at Mbarara University of Science and Technology. So as a postgraduate student, I have benefited a lot from here, and I'm really enjoying my study time here in MUST. So before joining this clinical pharmacy program, I was a pharmacist, but I always had this interest to be a clinical pharmacist or to engage more in patient care. So while I was looking for institutions which I can pursue my dream, I found this MUST. So that's how I joined the clinical pharmacy course. So I found it like as I was expecting it. It's more, pharmacy previously is known for product centered, but now it's more patient care. So we do more of things on patient related, specifically pharmaceutical care. When I say pharmaceutical care, it's a very broad term. These days we work with other team in the hospital. In the patient care, the outcome is for increment of the patient care, the quality of patient care. So we collaborate with different healthcare professionals, with the nurses, with the physician, with the seniors, with the physiotherapy team. We work with them together for the best outcome of patients. So I hope, or I believe, our presence, clinical pharmacy in the hospital, has a great impact in the patient care, especially during this COVID area.
Why I chose Bara University of Science and Technology to do IT, because like the world is going digital, and I know that if at all I come to MUST, I will be able to become the person I want in future, like to do software development and even do some maintenance with the computers.
All in all, I have been privileged to attend MUST, which is the best university, and I encourage everyone out there to come and join Bara University of Science and Technology to be able to attain the professionalism that they want to.
While at Bara University of Science and Technology for my bachelor's and master's program, we received an all-round training, and this training empowered.
The times are back. The mighty university is back to polls. Who is the next guild president of MUST? MUST Guild decides 2022. Don't miss the exclusive coverage of this yet another historical election. Only on
Untitled TV, empowering you.
Community, including Nyakabare community.
The times are back. The mighty university is back to polls. Who is the next guild president of MUST? MUST Guild decides.
Thank you very much. You is watching
Don't miss
TV.
the
It's
exclusive
another cool
coverage.
evening, and this is the moment we've been waiting for. It's never ever going to get easy until you actually get to the time that you've been waiting for. It is Untitled TV. We are coming to you live from Mbarara University of Science and Technology. It is the mighty university. So many people believe it's the second university in Uganda, but until you meet Professor Charles Kazoba, he will tell you Mbarara University of Science and Technology is the best in Uganda and perhaps in the region. I do not know how to ascertain that, but the truth is we are good. Now, this is another beautiful moment. It's another good time of the year for the university, especially for the students. Over 5,000 students, and that I'm talking about undergraduate students, plus around 1,000 postgraduate students take pride in such moments because they elect their leader. And we're talking about the Must Guild President 2022. Who is going to take it? That can only be answered by the students of this mighty university. We promised, and here we are to deliver. Now, this is the pre-Guild presidential debate analysis, a little bit of is it actually important or not. And guess who we have in the house? I will introduce to you, Comrade. They say you never forego the title doctor, so I shouldn't actually have done that. But before us is Dr. Turije Brian, who is a former guild president of this mighty university. Now all these guys are about to go through. The gentleman actually went through that. You're welcome to the show. You will grab this microphone and say hi to the viewer, and then we are going to welcome Comrade Edgar there. You're welcome.
Thank you, Comrade Sankala.
Yeah, you could. Sawa. Let's go.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Comrade Sankala, and every other part of the team for ATV. It's always an extraordinary honor and opportunity to be part of MUST once again. Like you have ably introduced me, Brian Tulije is my name. I'm a medical doctor with Mbara Regional Referral Hospital, and also a medical education fellow under the Department of Community Health, MUST. Was guild president of MUST 2017-2018, and I won't go into the nitty-gritties.
No, you need to say it that you won me. Yeah?
Yes, Comrade Sankala was one of the contestants. I was tussling it out, and
yes.
I'm happy that we still share platforms like this.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity.
Very pretty. Now, the next gentleman seated over there, they say guys in glasses are intelligent. I do not know if we can actually ascertain that. But this is Comrade, your ambassador, you referred to as Your Excellency. Well, we should be able to get that title very well. But he is Comrade Edgar Mutunjisa. You're so welcome.
Thanks so much, Mr. Sankara. I'm so glad definitely to be here. I am Mutunjisa Edgar. I was also contestant in the last elections.
Yes.
And of course it was tricky as it was.
Yeah. Was it tricky though?
But yes, currently
yes.
I serve as the East African Community Youth Ambassador to the Republic of Uganda.
Yes.
And these such platforms like debates are ones that have made us who we are. And definitely it's always a privilege when we come to speak about such all the implications and the importance of the same.
Okay. Well, I do not know which party you belong to, but one thing I know is that that shirt is a brand of Dr. Chiza Besije. Okay. We will get that. Now, you who is watching us, of course, we have to continue thanking you. Now, this is the time. This race has 4 candidates. 4 candidates. Unfortunately, this time, no female candidate. Perhaps Edgar there would have a comment about that. But this time, no female candidate, and all these 4 candidates come from only 2 faculties of the university. What does this mean to you who is watching and you who is about actually vote? I will start with you, Comrade Turije Brian. Of course, one would want to quickly ascertain whether the debate that we are about to watch is actually relevant to a student of Mbarara University of Science and Technology.
Yes, thank you so much, Comrade Sankala. There is no doubt that actually the debate is very important for everybody that is watching. You know, compared to the times that we had 2017 and maybe the years before, there has been an extra opportunity for the candidates to express their views to students through digital platforms like ATV and, a number of debates, which might have not been the time because, we gauge a leader that is going to be capable to represent the ideas of the students from the way they are confident from these debates. Because most, if not 80% of the work that they are going to be doing is going to be in lobbying for the students. The students have a lot of interest in these guild presidential elections. Each faculty, each individual student and the whole university, there is uniqueness in everybody's interest in all these guild presidential elections. If you asked anyone here, they will tell you what they're interested in their guild president. It might be different from each and every person. So you want a guild president who is able to actually lobby for the students' interest, irrespective of the faculty. So I think these debates are very crucial because they give a chance, first, to the guild presidential aspirants to portray themselves, to express themselves, and also to the students to be able to identify who is capable to represent them. On the issue of the faculties,
yes,
just a quick snip through it. I think that wouldn't be a problem actually, because ideally when a guild president is voted, they should be, non-faculty based. Their interest should not be attached to any faculty. So I think that shouldn't be a problem, apart from the the politics that people are going to play here and there. But eventually, when the rain has subsided and the politics has stopped, the guild president has to work for each and every faculty. I thank you.
Quite pretty over there. That goes former guild president of Mbarara University of Science and Technology, the government of 2017-2018. Trust me, he was good at debating. Some quick quotes. I remember what you're saying. No matter how short the man is, he can always see the sun. To DJ Brian over there. Well, one would not. Okay. Well, at least me and you were short at that time. Yes, Comrade Edgar. Here comes another time. Last year, around this time, certainly not around this time, you were in the same panic. You were about to get to such a platform. What does it feel like on the side of the contestant? And of course, relating it to Comrade Turiges, do you think it's actually a platform for guild candidates to actually convince the would-be voters?
Okay, thanks so much. I think definitely that's a yes. It's important that we have such debates because beyond you just convincing people in your door-to-door campaigns, in most cases, it brings us to the entire intention of politics and democracy. So people, such platforms give people the chance to actually critique you,
yes,
or be able to examine what your intentions are and how good you could be to represent them, beyond just the ties of friendship, the ties of classmates. And I think to me that brings out the entire spirit of leadership and as well the entire spirit of competence that you ought to exhibit before you actually take on such positions. So I think definitely on that principle, it's very important. And how it feels like on the side of the candidate.
Yes.
I must tell you, of course, it's not an easy task. It creates some level of anxiety, depending on, of course, how experienced you are with debating.
Yes.
But even when you're really experienced, there's some level of anxiety. The fact that there are many questions you won't be able to predict how they come and when they come, and the impact of that in an election. And given such a setting that is unlike our times, where it was largely online and many people could not access it physically, so I can assume with all these people who are in attendance today, it must be more anxious because there's much more follow-up, and one who convinces best could definitely carry up many supporters. So I think it's important.
Well, it's a question of who convinces how, and well, who is going to get convinced with what you're promising to get done. Now, Comrade Tulije, we need to roll our clock back way back in 2017. The fire that would always come with such debates, the anxiety that would actually come with with such debate. By the way, I think we should get a chance to have you paint the picture of what it used to be like. That way, we should be able to create relevance of this kind of debate.
Yes, thank you, Comrade Sankala. One, I think the dynamics of the guild presidential elections has greatly changed. They used to be more energetic and charismatic. At this time, when there is a guild presidential debate, the whole university would be, in awe. They're all expecting something, and this place would be full. Vuvuzelas would be everywhere. Even the compound would be full of people. In fact, we would lack space to put them. I remember in our time they had just, divided the MCH hall into two portions, And the students couldn't fit in one of the MCH halls, and we had to put a live stream into the next room because people were so many. People supported wholeheartedly. These days, all I see are maybe just a portion of diligent supporters of specific candidates. We used to have people who come to the debate when they actually do not have a candidate in mind, and they have come to decide at the time of the debate. And I remember it is the time that we would all be looking up to, because that is the time that you would actually show who you are from the debate skills. So I think I see a lot of difference. The charisma with the Guild presidential debates has a bit reduced. I don't know about the rallies. I hope they still have a lot of energy. But I do hope that with time, students can engage themselves. While I was coming here, I actually asked one of the students just to confirm, is the Guild presidential debate in the PLT? And he said, Guild presidential debate. He said, is it today or tomorrow? They actually didn't know the debate is today. And it's quite surprising. That would never happen in our time. So I think there is a lot that has changed.
Well, quite a shift in timing because of the virus and, of course, very many other reasons. I am being reliably informed that all presidential candidates are all here already, and we should be able to get ready to see who is the man among these men. But before that, Comrade Edgar, what should students actually look out for in this debate? What should we actually consider? I do not think that at the end of the day, we are going to have a declaration that candidate X has won. But perhaps each student here could actually have a few values they look out for in someone that is actually going to be talking to them. What are these core values we should consider?
Okay, thanks so much. Of course, that question can be, it can vary in different contexts. But I think in this particular context, to me, I think people should look up to the ability for one to just convince. That is number one, because it may look trivial, but I think it's important, especially in negotiations, that people do in their day-to-day lives. When they are campaigning, when they are talking to administrators, trying to present some policies, or having them buy into their own policies that they want to enact. But beyond that, I think also what students ought to look up to is the manifesto. And not just the manifesto because of how things are just there plainly, just because they are, because they sound nice in your ears, but you have to question the feasibility. So look at how feasible are these things that you guys are talking about. How realistic are they? Because most often, I think oftentimes we can be misguided by debates and by debaters because sometimes they can just become political. And all they do is tell you things you want to hear so that you can shout and over. At the end of the day, when they're in office, you wait for all those things to manifest and nothing ever comes. So it's important that beyond just listening to what they are saying, we also have at the back of the mind the ability of theirs to convince us on the feasibility and how those things, however good they are, could actually be put to practice, could actually be implemented. I think that's very important for me. It's a critical bit of the debate, the feasibility.
Okay, thank you very much. The feasibility. Are you actually saying that what you're telling us is going to be achieved or not? That's from Comrade Edgar. Doctor, what should students actually look out for in these debates?
I think the students should individually examine the candidates and see which candidate actually resonates with their interests. Like you said, I like proverbs a lot, and one of the other African proverbs is, no matter how far you urinate, especially for a man, the last drop will always be on your feet, okay? No matter how far these people are going to put their debates, a number of policies and, innovations are going to be humorously explored on this platform here. At the end of it all, does this candidate resonate with the interests of a guild president you want to serve you? There is going to be a lot of sloganeering, there is going to be a lot of political vanguardism here. People are going to speak. They are going to spit a lot of things here. And at the end of it all, what happens after the elections is what matters the most. So critically examine each and every candidate. Whoever resonates with the interests of the students and you firmly believe will able to represent them, then that should be your candidate.
Okay, thank you very much. Sounds a man that won the election of 2017 And trust me, in that guild presidential debate, the gentleman used a lot of such words. The gentleman said, I want Koto in the Apohu. Up to now, I don't understand what it meant. But certainly, we are so lucky that he is one of the most respected guild presidents that Mbarara University of Science and Technology ever had. Shall we have another kind of guild president from this very race? Well, we are about to see that, and we're about to answer that question. Now, all candidates are in the house, and trust me, we are going to have this short break, and when we return, obviously, we should be handing over to the Electoral Commission, but also the modulators of this debate. Trust me, it's a battle of those who are going to convince over 5,000 students that they are going to be their next guild president. Who is going to promise what, and who actually is going to convince these masses? Let's do this, and when we return, we switch to the Electoral Commission.
You're watching a TV empowering you.
That their awareness levels have improved, their perceptions have improved. Some people have got their jabs already. Even those who thought the jabs would kill them, would have adverse effects in future, have now changed. They are saying actually they are waiting for the vaccine to be available in large quantities so that they access it. We really feel HopeNet has brought hope to people. They believe in our work. They appreciate the changes that it has brought to the community. We feel the years we've been there have made a really great impact in their health, in the cleanliness of the community. Sanitation has improved in their business skills. People are doing great businesses. The chicken coop connected them to markets. They've learned to work in groups. Now they went ahead to do even other businesses in groups, and that started from the chickens being done in groups. So we feel our project has really done great. We appreciate our sponsors from the GHC, the Global Health Collaborative. It has really helped that community, and they are expressing their gratitude and requesting for more to be brought to their community and even to be extended to bigger communities because it has really done great.
I'm Alex Twinomhoes, the Industry and Community Engagement Program Coordinator in the Faculty of Business and Management Sciences at MUST. The Faculty of Business and Management Sciences was established by Mbarara University of Science and Technology in October 2016. As a faculty, we believe that business degrees should include genuine experience of today's business domain for future sustainability. We therefore offer students and who are enrolled in the faculty's degree programs an opportunity to work for a leading firm or organization through our industry and community engagement program. Hence, all our programs are community and business development oriented and aim at imparting self-reliance and employability skills in the areas of accounting and finance, economics, human resource management, marketing and procurement, and supply chain management. Over the years, learning in class without exposing students to practical experience renders theoretical knowledge abstract and obscure. Most industries have often challenged universities on producing graduates that are theoretically adept but have less practical skills. So our industry and community engagement program spans the whole country, and we have partnerships with the leading businesses, development organizations, districts, ministries, and businesses. This is mainly aimed at providing the students with the hands-on real-life experience and career identity in settings similar to those they will be working in upon completion of their training at the university. During the COVID-19 pandemic, we've not stopped operating. Our industry and community engagement program has continued, though with challenges, but through our partnerships with the leading organizations, we've adopted two types of internship, the physical and the virtual. For some organizations which offered our students physical internships, we encouraged our students to observe the SOPs, and those which required the students to be vaccinated through our partnership with Mbarara Regional Referral Hospital. They got the jabs and they are doing internship physically. Then we have a group where organizations couldn't allow them to do physical internships. They've been able to do it virtually, and as a faculty, we have a strong and committed team of supervisors that is doing both the physical and the virtual internship. In addition to the industry and community engagement program through internships, we have study tours for all the students enrolled in the faculty. I thank you so much for your time.
Delphine Komsha, a pharmacy fourth year student here at Moderators University of Science and Technology. First of all, it was about the name itself. It's so mind and eye-catching, science and technology. I hope to find here, focused individuals, and I wasn't disappointed. From the day I got here till today, I've not been, disappointed. My colleagues I'm learning with, my course-mates and, people of my faculty and other faculties are really focused individuals. They are focused and they know what brought them to the university from day one to the day last.
My name is Alinda Ingrid, a student at Bara University of Science and Technology, doing a course in petroleum engineering and environmental management, and I'm currently in my final year. And I love why I came to MUST. Yeah, MUST is that university whereby you cannot remain the same when you come, because there is a certain quality of students, and being that petroleum engineering was a pioneering course, I'm so glad that I'm among the pioneers of petroleum engineering, and I know that out there jobs are waiting for us because they have laid a good foundation for us as petroleum engineers, and we are so expectant for whatever is outside there. Our lecturers have engaged us in a lot of things, fieldwork studies, and a lot of information has been given to us. I personally, as a petroleum engineer, have gained a lot, and we have laboratories, we have studios, we have gone to field trips which have really engaged us, and we have equipment that you cannot find elsewhere, and we are so honored. We feel blessed that we are in MUST, and you can never find this elsewhere. We are at international level, and we thank you so much, the administration of FAST, the administration of Bara University. We are forever grateful.
Okay, my name is Efrata Shuro. I am a second year clinical pharmacy here at Mbarara University of Science and Technology. So as a postgraduate student, I have benefited a lot from here, and I'm really enjoying my study time here in MUST. So before joining this clinical pharmacy program, I was a pharmacist, but I always had this interest to be a clinical pharmacist or to engage more in patient care. So while I was looking for institutions which I can pursue my dream, I found this MUST. So that's how I joined the clinical pharmacy course. So I found it like as I was expecting it. It's more, pharmacy previously is known for products centered, but now it's more patient care. So we do more of things on patient related, specifically pharmaceutical care. When I say pharmaceutical care, it's a very broad term. These days we work with other team in the hospital. In the patient care, the outcome is for increment of the patient care, the quality of patient care. So we collaborate with different healthcare professionals, with the nurses, with the physician, with the seniors, with the physiotherapy team. We work with them together for the best outcome of patients. So I hope, or I believe, our presence, clinical pharmacy in the hospital has a great impact in the patient care.
As you're going further, we shall request for some silence. So at this moment, we're going to welcome our candidates as they enter. So I hope the candidates are ready to come in. So we have Justice. The next candidate is Better Witness. The next candidate is Muyanja. Then our other candidate is Mugambe Victor. So now that the House is complete, this debate is going to be starting in a few minutes. One of the things we're going to do today here is introduce our moderators, and then they'll give you the rules of engagement together with the candidates and the House at large. So the first moderator today is Ramadan Chimbugwe. Ramadan Chimbugwe is a founding member of Proes Communications. He's also a member of Toastmasters International and specifically Toastmasters Mbara. Ramadan Chimbugwe is also a Debate Society Uganda member. He's also a member of Rotaract Club Mbara. So give him a warm welcome. He's going to be the main moderator of the day. The other candidate is, the other moderator is Argamanya Roderick. Roderick is a fourth-year law student at Bishop Stuart's University. He's also an editor at Law Point, Uganda. He's a country ambassador for his university at the African Law Students Association. That's an association that joins law students around Africa. So give him a warm welcome. So as the Mass Debate Society, we welcome you to the first Presidential Guild Debate 2022. And now I'm going to hand over the microphone to the moderators to give you the rules of engagement. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Good evening to you all. I thought for purposes of this debate, we need to have rules of engagement, so that at the end of the day we are able to realize the fruits for which it was set. So this applies to the audience and also our candidates, so that we have a respectful conversation. So the rules of engagement are basically to do with the acceptable behaviors or manners that we must depict here, so that at the end of the day, anyone who is here or those who are streaming live, they can be able to feel that their time was worth committing to this engagement. Number one thing that I need to emphasize, this is a public discussion. It's not a debate. The purpose is not to win an argument, but to hear many points of view and explore many options and solutions. So it's not like at the end of the day we want to see the winner, but convey the best that you can in a respectful manner. On Feb 4th, the audience will be able to decide who their preferred candidate is. 2, we encourage everyone to participate in this session. After the rules of engagement, I'll be able to share with you how we are going to run this. At some point, we will expect you to really chip in and you ask the questions. Because you're the biggest stakeholders of this session, we as moderators, we don't want to dominate. We want to give you that ample time to feel that your voices are being heard. So prepare your questions and you make sure that everyone is able to convey them and then they respond. Thirdly, no one or two individuals should dominate a discussion. So when one is submitting, respectfully let them submit. Once they are done, your turn comes in and you're able to submit. Don't feel like this one is maybe hitting on something that I forgot, and then you pull the microphone from them and say, I want to submit on this. We can only have one person submitting at a time, so that we are able to listen and know what each person is submitting. The other aspect that I want to share with you is listen to and respect other points of view. Listen to your colleagues. If somebody states something that you don't agree to, it's very okay, but respect them. Don't despise what they are stating. The other rule of engagement is seek first to understand, not to be understood. I know at the end of the day we are going to have people submitting, and then you feel like something is burning. Take time, think through, and then you respond. Not out of anger, but out of clarity that you've been able to pick, and you think you're submitting on something that is right. So at the end of the day, what I expect from the audience is that silence. We are going to grant you an opportunity to pose the question when that moment comes in. But for now, we are going to have, the first bit is going to be to do with the manifestos. So everyone will give an overview about their manifestos and they introduce themselves. The moderators will come in and ask some questions. Then thirdly, we shall have also the candidates asking themselves on policy issues to do with their manifestos. Then we shall have the audience. We have a break and then we get to the second session, which will be welfare. All matters to do with welfare will be in the last bit. And then on Thursday, we shall have another debate where more topical issues will be submitted. We have little time. We can't explore everything to details or to everyone's preference. Thank you so much. Okay. Thank you so much. We are going to take on the session, and we are already, I think, 30 minutes late. And this is how we are going to kick off. I will call on a candidate per candidate. You come forward, you take on the podium, and you give us an overview. Introduce yourself, and you give an overview about your manifesto. This is not your entire manifesto, but those specific aspects that you feel are key and the audience needs to know. You submit on those. Then as we go on, you'll have more time to be able to now expound as you get opportunities to speak. So without any further ado, let's welcome the first person that will come in to introduce themselves and give an overview about their manifesto. Is candidate Muyanja Isaac.
The silence in this room that greets my presence here is a replica of how long we have longed to have a guild, how long we have longed to have an institution within our country. Now is the time, ladies and gentlemen, to welcome the trailblazer, to welcome the total man, to welcome the kaleidoscope of shifting emotion. Ladies and gentlemen, Muyanja Isaac is greeting you. How are you, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Muyanja Isaac, and like I said, kaleidoscope of shifting emotions. I stand here on conviction of our past. Ladies and gentlemen, we all stand here on conviction of our past, the realization of our present today, and the vision of our future. And that is what makes us take a decision. That is what gives us an opportunity to make a judgment, to take a decision that is worthy the future of Mbara University of Science and Technology Students Guild. Ladies and gentlemen, standing before you is a son of two teachers. Standing before you is a man who has walked all the way to Mbara University of Science and Technology. Standing before you is a man who for the past 4 years has been thinking about today, and for the past 4 years has been thinking about that kind of future. We all need to have that kind of Mbara University of Science and Technology. We all dream to have. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we take a decision to rally behind Muyanja Isaac. Because when you rally behind Muyanja Isaac, you're not rallying behind Muyanja Isaac. You're rallying behind yourself. We are building a guild that is for all of us. We are building a guild that is about us. and not them. Because we have said all our time here that their time is out and our time is now. I said their time is out and our time is now. Ladies and gentlemen, every student, regardless of who they are, they always face a number of issues. Issues about welfare. That's why we call ourselves the trailblazers of strong students' welfare. Because a trailblazer is the pathfinder. We are finding the path for ourselves. We are blazing the trail, and we are defining our future. Issues about welfare are always unique to individuals. Sometimes they are unique to a group of people. Alas, they cut across some faculties. Here we come, ladies and gentlemen, with a modus operandi, with a mode of operation that is going to help us to find an everlasting solution to the issues that be, to the issues that always rock our minds, to the issues that make our stay here one that we're not proud of. So today, ladies and gentlemen, we take a final decision and a bold step to follow our conviction and arguably follow what we believe in and build a future we all can be proud of. Ladies and gentlemen, Muyanja Isaac and the team is you. We have a manifesto, an agenda that is about students. In the interest of the students and by the students, I will say that again, so that they hear it. Muyanja Isaac and the team are here with an agenda by the students, in the interest of the students, and for the students. And we are going to stick to that. Nobody, I said nobody, wherever they are, whatever the office, needs to think that they owe us any favor by giving us what we ought to have. That is our inalienable right. It is our inherent conviction that we always ought to follow. We are saying that this university only exists because of us. Without us, this institution is declared closed and only declared open only when we report back here. The moment people always keep forgetting that, they always take us for granted. But we are here and we are saying today is the day we take a bold step. Today is the day we decide. And today is the day we call upon everybody through mindset change, through realization of all abilities, through acceptance of how far we can go, and through knowing what capacity we ought to have. And we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Nobody needs to let us know that we don't have the capacity to get what we ought to have. Our manifesto is about welfare. Our manifesto is about identity. Our manifesto is about personal development. Our manifesto is about that one student down there, that one student up there, that one student across the river, that one student over the mountain, that one student who comes from any walk of life, who comes here to pick the best that they ought to have in terms of education, in terms of talent development, in terms of skills development, in terms of personal development. People are out there for God's sake.
30 seconds. You have 30 seconds.
There are 30 seconds. But, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have a lot more of interaction of our manifesto and a lot more of realization of how far we ought to go and how best we can achieve that potential we have. Ladies and gentlemen, gallant students of Mbarara University of Science and Technology, today is the day, the momentous occasion for us to take the best of the decision that we ought to take. And now is the time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening to me. Their time is out. Our time is now.
Thank you so much, Muyanja Isaac, for your submission. Let's hear from Mugenyi Justus Chizito. Justus. Just as you have 5 minutes to introduce yourself and give an overview about your manifesto. Thank you.
As we nurture competent leaders in Africa, according to the theme of Africa Youth Leadership Forum, there is a need to desist from the habit of evaluating leaders based on the extravagant English spoken, the smartness, the financial statuses, and so on. Let's front the culture of ideologies, the practicability, and the core values of the candidate. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening to you all. It's such an honor. It's such an holistic honor to be right here before you, and it's my pleasure. Mugenyi Justus Kizito is my name. I'm a fourth-year medical student, and I am your next guild president. This very evening, I'm here to give you proper justifications and convictions as to why I should be your next guild president. Mugenyi Justus is here to write above because he believes in an ideology that students' rights shouldn't be curtailed by the cabal or the junta. Mugenyi Justus is a roll cost of advocacy. The one who never settles for anything that's against the rights of the students. Allow me to give you a small preamble of as to why I am in this race. I want to give you a small background of as to why I'm in this race. For starters, I've been here at Mbarara University for 4 years, and I've been a witness and a victim of how the university has been curtailing with the rights of the students. Very many detrimental and pertinent issues have been affecting the students, but the university has always decided to always keep silent about them, not until the students always rise up to express their grievances, like in form of demonstrations or so on. That's when they always respond to our issues. I'm here for a new invasion. Ladies and gentlemen, take it from me. I am here for a new invasion. And what invasion is this? The new invasion that I have is the Wewe Revolution. Now, Wewe Revolution is a revolution that has been tested, tried, and we have all seen that he has given us results. As other candidates are here to give you failed promises. As other candidates are here to give you failed promises of the past guild presidential aspirants, I am here to give you facts, what you need to hear. I'm a pragmatist. A pragmatist is a person who believes in results. I'm after results. I'm a guild president who will be after results. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not here to speak about fiction and fantasies. I am here to speak about what is right and the facts. I'm here to speak about how Mbarara University is and not how Mbarara University should have been, because it has never been. Ladies and gentlemen, my manifesto is based on time-bound and practicability. Listen to me. We all are going to be in this guild office for only 6 months. Listen to me. It's only 6 months. What does that mean? In July, this very year, we shall be electing the new guild, another guild president. We don't want to get leaders. We don't want to get leaders who are going to learn on job. We want to get leaders who are going to start with service delivery. Instant service delivery. And what is instant service delivery? I want to give you a manifesto that is practical enough, a manifesto that can be achievable.
30 seconds to go.
Now, to give some guidance, as we were being guided before, we were told we would be given 10 minutes of introduction. But along the way, they had to change the program. So, for that, we shall keep on interacting the subsequent times. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mugenyi Justus. Let's have order. Let's hear from the next candidate. And the next candidate is Beda Witness.
Thank you very much. My name is Witness Beda, a well-groomed gentleman, one that has been kind enough to offer his opponent a bottle of water. Ladies and gentlemen, I come here today to tell you about my desire to run for guild presidency, which dates not so long ago, but as old as 2 years. I beg I should remove this mask. Thank you. Thank you very much. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am here to redefine mass. I have taken a tour to the guild office, to the guild house. I have checked how the systems work, and I identified a gap. After identifying a gap, I saw it very important for MAST to have me come in as a game changer. I have had so many conversations with the administration, people across their desks, and really, people are not caring. People are not caring at all. In the next phase of this discussion, we shall be talking about the students' welfare, but nothing is being done at all. Nothing whatsoever. The university really doesn't care. The university doesn't care. Ladies and gentlemen, can we force the university to care about us? Can we force the university to care about us? Can we force the university to, for instance, give us our money's worth in maybe, you all pay for Wi-Fi, right? Do you detect any Wi-Fi signal on the compound? Does the university care or it doesn't? It doesn't. Ladies and gentlemen, that's sleeping hole. When you look at the state of the halls of residence that you sleep in, does the university care or it doesn't? It doesn't, right? So we are here to force the university to care about us. We are here to make sure we get our money's worth. Ladies and gentlemen, people have hidden their manifestos because they're ashamed of them, to be honest. They don't want to unpack them, they're ashamed of them, and they are saying it's because we are given 10 minutes, we were initially told 10 minutes, and now we have 5, or something like that. But I want to strike. I want to tell you about my manifesto briefly right now. It's a manifesto that looks at the things that have been initially ignored. Wherever I go, I don't need to read anywhere to tell people what is lacking. Look at this hall. This is BRT. Most of the medical school lectures take place here. This is not a high school classroom. Do you see anything like wall sockets anywhere? An average university student should have a gadget. Do you see wall sockets anywhere? Where do you charge it? Where do you charge it if you come with it? You get it? There are no wall sockets. Or they are not enough, right? But let's go. Let's continue. Ladies and gentlemen, that really models how some of us are willing to settle for less. That models how some of us are willing to settle for less, right? That 500 students, 100 students should attend from here, and then there's one wall socket there, and you feel that is it, right? You get it? So, ladies and gentlemen, we are here to force mass to care about us. We are here to make sure everything that has initially not been in order is actually put right. You get it? So, ladies and gentlemen, in the next phase of the debate, I will tell you what I hold for the welfare. I will show you how what we have is so basic and sickening. Ladies and gentlemen, can we have some audience? Ladies and gentlemen,
30 seconds to go.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Better Witness, coming to vying for good presidency, and I am bringing you the best of mass. I am coming here as a game changer. I'm coming here to make sure mass cares about us. Mass should care about us. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Let's have order, please. Let's have order before we welcome the next candidate. Can we have order? So our next candidate is Victor Mugambe. Let's listen in attentively. Victor, you have 5 minutes to submit.
All right.
And for the audience, you can, in the meantime, take note of all those issues that you feel you want to pose questions on, because your turn is coming, and we expect you to be able to engage the candidates. So, Victor, take on the floor.
Ladies and gentlemen of MUST, thank you for the reception. Now let us listen. In most cases, we ask ourselves, who are we to be great? Who are we to be powerful? Who are we to be GRCs? But the most important question to ask yourself, who are you known to be? Now guys, listen. I'm here because there is a must we want. Unlike, wait, you clap more, don't worry. In UID, the Uganda Young Democrats, We believe in ideological hooliganism. Listen. Not chaotic hooliganism and violence. No. We believe that issues have to change. And we also know that the students' issues are non-negotiable. We know that. But we have ideas. That is the difference. We have ideas. Others have noise. Let us continue. Now, listen guys. My manifesto is simple. My manifesto is simple. Listen. And we called it the formula. We have a formula to the must we want. We have a formula to the things that we need as students. We have a formula to do everything that we need as students to live comfortable lives here. And that manifesto is here today. And I'm going to give you some few key points. Listen. Now. The most important and pressing issue is the monopoly of the service providers at MUST. Now, let us listen, guys. We are having a policy whereby we want a change in the way the government of Uganda operates here. Why should the government of Uganda come and build a kitchen and then rent it to sweepers? Why? Why not give us land and people come and rent? We are talking about ideas. So guys, listen. The future of MUST. Let me give you a simple story. When I came to MUST, I thought I'd come to MIT, the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. But when I reached here, I realized there are things that need to change. Now, I thought our leaders would do something for us, but looks like some of them are just there to eat some command and move away. And I'm here, guys. I'm telling you. There is only one person in all these guys who is not going to go away. I am here. I'm a non-finalist. I'm going to be here, and you ask me, Victor, where is the money? And I will be here. Now, ladies and gentlemen of MUST, the name is Mugambe Victor Kana Kambata. Thank you so much.
Okay, so much, Victor. And in a special way, let's give a hand of applause to all the candidates. Thank you so much for submitting on those issues that you believe in. The next phase of interaction, you can keep where you are, and then you submit, because we may end up wasting a lot of time using the podium. Maybe when it comes to the second part of welfare, that's when you have another chance to get to the podium and then you submit. But for now, you can just keep where you are and then you submit on those issues that will be able to engage you on. So now we are going to have a few minutes where us as moderators will engage you, and then you submit. Then after that, we also have a chance to ask questions to each other as candidates before the audience comes in, and then we break before we come in for the next session. So when I walked in here, there is something that crossed my mind. As somebody who aspires to represent an institution like MUST, there is a lot that comes with a role. To the people who are streaming live, they are seeing this debate for the first time. They have never been at MUST, and probably they want to be inspired to come to this institution. or maybe inspire their siblings to at one time consider this institution for their higher learning. I wanted to know, each one of you, give me a sense of what the mission and vision of MUST is. The mission and vision of MUST. Let's hear from Isaac.
Thank you so much. One of our previous speakers just talked about PLT, and amongst us here, it's only one person who has more than 2 pairs of eyes, and we would have expected that they could have seen more than one socket of switches. But in 2018, I remember it was at that time when Muyanja Isaac Totoman then was GRC Secretary, Faculty, Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery, that we had to constantly remind people who were in that building up there, constantly pester them to see that this building is looking the way it is looking now. Trust me then, we were leaking then. Today, we are in a comfortable place. That is. Talking about the vision and mission, anybody who would want to join by University of Science and Technology, you are most welcome. Because our vision is to be the center, a center of excellence in science and technology. And then our mission is about providing that quality education at both national and international level with emphasis to science and technology and its application to community development. Thank you.
Now, information is powerful. One of my colleagues next to me on my right-hand side claims he was a GRC secretary. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the very person in that regime. He stepped down because he was afraid. He didn't serve to the fullest. I'm here to give you information. He didn't complete his term of office as GRC secretary. Now, that aside, the same colleague goes ahead to tell us the mission of this university is to have academic excellence in science and technology. Now, how about those who are doing the business courses? You see, just as Mugenyi stands for an inclusion. Silence, please. Just as Mugenyi stands for an inclusion in a way that, however much the university is science and technology, we do have very many faculties here. We have the business faculty, we have the computing faculty, so you can't say it's only science and technology excellence.
Excuse me, Justice. I need to guide you on something. You're supposed to submit on the vision and mission of MUST.
Yes.
Excuse me. Let's have order. Not what you think is, but what stands as the vision and the mission of MUST.
Well,
please submit and then pass on the microphone.
Well, as a candidate who is in the race, I also have to give in some guidance if at all I see things are going astray. Now, what I think, the vision of the university is just about academic excellence, regardless of the faculty. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to give a rejoinder here. A rejoinder.
Isaac, you'll have an opportunity. Yes, we have a session where you guys will have your engagement. Don't worry. Please submit on the vision and mission. Thank you.
Well, my two buddies here, I think they have problems they have to solve. I'm not interested in their problems. I'm interested. You said, because if you tell us to just, we are as if copying and pasting what he said. But if you ask me for the feel of what I understand by the vision and mission of Mbara University of Science and Technology. It's simple. Let me give it in my own words. I'm not going to copy and paste because it is there everywhere. It's everywhere, anybody can look for it. So the point is simple. Mbara University should be a center for technological innovations. Mbara University is supposed to be a center for science and everything that goes with it to make sure that we have a world and a country which is going on a smooth run of science and technological breakthroughs. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You forgive my low voice because I have used it a lot for door-to-door campaigns. Candidate Myanja Isaac answered the question very well, so I don't know if I'm supposed to say the things he said, because he said the mission of MUST is to be a center of excellence in science and technology, and then the vision, is to build, okay, I will not use the exact wording. But the mission is about actually application of the principles of science and technology to solve the community's challenges. So the application of science and technology to solve the community challenges. I don't have the exact wording for the mission and the vision, but I got what it actually means. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your submissions. The whole idea about the question was to give somebody out there a sense of what MUST is and what it stands for. You could be having somebody streaming in live from the UK and they are just getting onto this debate for the first time, but they don't know what MUST is as an institution. So painting that picture is very key for you as a leader. And you need to understand all this because they are fundamentals. When you win this election, at the end of the day, you're representing this institution. So thank you so much on that. I'll pass on the microphone to my colleague, who is also going to engage you on other issues. You'll have a session where you will engage each other, ask each other questions respectfully.
Before we go to the next session, can we clear something? We had a candidate.
Isaac.
Someone
Isaac. Isaac, I will give you an opportunity to submit when that time comes. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We are honored to have this presidential debate. And this time, I want to engage our aspirants in a question that goes, that as an aspiring president, you're much sure that you're responsible for attending the university council meetings each month. So what are the current important issues at MUST, and how do you plan on informing the body about these issues? I repeat, as an aspiring president, you're much informed that you're responsible for attending the university council meetings each month. What are the current important issues at MUST, and how do you plan on informing the student body about these issues?
Thank you. The question is clear-cut. We are talking about the University Council. Now, ladies and gentlemen, in March 2001, Parliament passed an act that later went to the President to be assented to, and that was the Universities and Tertiary Institutions Act. It is through that act that every public institution was able to get that stream body that is in charge of decision-making, the top decision-making body of any university. And there came the University Council. University Council has got a number of people that sit on the council, 2 of which shall be students of different gender. Here we come as aspiring presidents, and the question is posed on the most important issues that are available, and I would pass them on to students. I'll start with the latter. On the issue of passing on these issues to students, in our guild constitution, a General Assembly is provided for. A General Assembly is that extraordinary meeting like this one, where a guild speaker summons the guild, and we're able to deliberate on issues. We're able to deliberate on what is pertaining us. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we have never had such a kind of arrangement. Muyanja Isaac and the team, the Trailblazers, are saying we are going to have that, and that is going to be our consultative forum. That is going to be our avenue of communication. And for the very first time, we are going to have a State of the Guild address about the pertinent issues available to students. There are issues about welfare. There are issues about identity. There are issues about our stay here, and there are issues about our tuition and functional fees. About welfare, in our manifesto, we talked about the need to suspend the contract of the service provider who has from time to time made the people of the mighty Chumro faculty suffer cutters of their meals. That is one thing we need to suspend. That is one issue. The other issue about, this is a pandemic, ladies and gentlemen, and we have had spillover effects of the pandemic. They have affected our guardians across all boards. And we are saying it's high time we revised the functional fee we pay, and it's high time we've made a follow-up on the billions of shillings we all raised as 6,346 students in total that goes to waste. We need to have accountability for that, and we need to make a follow-up to that. We need to also focus on the issues of personal development, and we need to let these people know
Pass
what
on the
plans we
mic.
have.
Pass on the mic to
Thank
the
you so
next
much,
candidate.
gallant students of Mbarara University of Science and Technology.
Well, the question about the council. Now, according to me, it's not only about the existence of the council. It's about, we should ask ourselves about the effectivity and the feasibility of the council. What has the council done? Just like my colleague has said, we only have 2 representatives, 2 student representatives. Now, these 2 student representatives, their voting rights are always compromised. Every time they always have meetings and maybe the motion goes to an electoral process, the students are always compromised in a way that their numbers don't match with the administration. We want a level ground. To me, I think what is most important here is a level ground for both of us, both the administration and the students. Because now if we have 2 colleagues representing the students and the administration has more than 10 people, if it's all about voting, meaning the students will be compromised. So, the university council, to me, it should be revised on the people who are supposed to attend there. That's all I have. Because I'll give a small snapshot of what happened. Just semester, while we're in a lockdown, the university council had to decide to have online lectures. But what happened is, the 10 guild leaders represented us were against it. But when they went into elections, they were overwhelmed because numbers wouldn't beat the numbers of the administration. So it's all about the vote ground for both ends and the administration. Thank you.
If I got your question where you asked about the pertinent issues, which I will take to the university council, and then how I would inform the students, isn't it? Yeah. What have these guys been talking about? Okay. To me, the most pertinent issue, guys, the most pertinent issue is that of the results. You guys were in COVID, the lockdown, we are studying online. We had physical exams. People are not attending lectures. and the university somehow decided to fail us when it didn't teach us. That's a serious issue. People are scared of retakes. You are looking at me, but you are there scared of retakes. Guys, I'm telling you, the number one issue I will take to the University Council is that of the results of the students. Number one, why not have reduced? Because this came, let us be realistic, guys. What happened is simple. The university had its problems delivering to us the lectures, isn't it? We also had problems attending the lectures. Now it gives us exams we fail. Why not have a leveled ground? And then instead of doing retakes, we do reduce, please. I'm just begging. That is the first point. Secondly, on the issue of results, the time results come out, guys, is demanding. We have to make sure that the time our results come back, they come back in time, as simple as that. So, that is the most pertinent issue I will take right now, being truthful to you. Now, how I would give it to you. This is the question that I've not been talking about. It is simple. You guys, we are living in a day and age of technology. We have WhatsApp groups. One, clear, gone. We have emails. We can put them on the notes boards. We have all these kinds of media whereby we can give you information. For example, why are you here in large numbers? Somebody communicated through WhatsApp, full stop, you are here. So we can give information to you guys using digital media. It is simple. What is hard?
Thank you, Pastor.
Thank you very much. It's very important today that we discuss council on this debate. To me, as a person, I believe the power of the students lies in their representation on the council. We need to leverage the position that we have on the council. We need to make maximum use of it. Masterians, this council has the power to do things the same way it did in the story of creation. Let there be this, let there be this, let there be this. Okay? So if you go to the council and you represent the students' interests, definitely a lot is going to be implemented. A lot is going to come to the students. But then we need to know also, how can we do better with our positions on council? Does our guild president or the guild speaker wake up from his bed in the morning and head for a council meeting? Or does he first consult the leaders and ask for the issues, for the challenges, and a lot of things that are pertinent to the students' welfare, and carry these exact issues to the council? Does he wake up in the morning and just go and represent himself, or he is representing the students? You get it? So what we are saying here is, we need to make sure the two leaders that we are sending to the council are actually representing a student's body behind there. How do they represent the student's body behind there? By consulting the student leaders. The student leaders will actually also consult their students. So there needs to be that chain of command. There needs to be that pecking order. The students present their issues to the GRCs or the class presidents. The class presidents present the issues to the guild president, and then the guild president takes the matters to council. Then the most pertinent issue, I should also say, is with the results currently. For me, if there was council today, I would ask that no one gets a dead year. No one gets a dead year on grounds of failing to raise the 15%. You know why? Some people don't even have people that are in second year don't even have a GPA. But they have a CGPA stored for them there and they haven't seen it. But if you got the results for semester one, you'd maybe see how to work around and not get a dead year. Maybe if you failed 2 courses, you'd see how to work around, and maybe in the next semester, put your best and not get another retake to disqualify you.
Yes.
So it's very pertinent that we get our results in time. But also,
thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. You're done.
Thank you. This is very pertinent. Can you give me 30 seconds?
No.
It's very pertinent.
You will add on in the next time. Let's finish.
Thank you very much.
Welcome. Thank you very much, our aspiring candidates. Now let's get excited for the next session. It's getting hotter and hotter every time. So, without further ado, the next session, it is one of the most interesting sessions. And now the candidates are going to ask themselves questions. You will pick a candidate of your choice, you pose a question to him, and then he will have 3 minutes to answer that question. Yeah, we are starting with Victor Mugambe. You choose a candidate of your choice. Victor, are you ready?
Yes, now I am.
Okay, let's proceed.
My question, I have to be very careful when I'm choosing here because...
Silence, house?
Yes?
Silence.
Okay. I have very many questions. Where should I start? Okay, but simply, I would love to ask all these guys here. No. Is it possible?
The instruction is very simple. Choose a candidate of your choice.
Let me ask Mr. Myanja. Isaac. Mr. Myanja, to me, you are, like I told you, I respect you. You are one of the people I look up to and say, wow. But as an elder, I want to ask you as a person who believes in truth and justice, why in such times would you still have to stand, yet you know that the Constitution was somehow worked upon, let me continue, was somehow disorganized in order to let you stand something which is the same as the Tojikwatako saga? Why would you be involved in such dirty politics? Why? For the case of students, why? Thank you.
Let's have order. There is a response coming in.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would love to appreciate the kindness of my brother, an engineer to be, by the way. He has talked about constitutionalism. And I thought when he mentioned something like justice, I thought he knew what he was talking about. Because in the first place, we are supposed to hold guild presidential elections in the 12th week of the second semester. Mr. Mugambe Victor, which week of the semester are you contesting for president? That's a rhetoric question. That's rhetoric.
Okay.
You don't have to answer rhetoric.
It's always rhetoric.
Oh, yeah. We are saying we are in the face of a pandemic, and none of us whatsoever was responsible for bringing the pandemic here. So we had to go by what was present. The issue of constitutionalism talks about a president standing for presidents only if they have more than one academic year left. So today,
you have it.
I have full academic year here. I mean, am I graduating tomorrow?
No, you will finally. This is the academic year. It is not full. It is not full. Let us be realistic. Let's not lie to the people. You are a finalist. So what are you talking about?
Victor. Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Yes, Myanja Isaac, the trailblazer, the total man, is a finalist. If that is your problem, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
My problem, my
Victor,
problem.
no.
Simply, okay.
Victor, let's give a chance to other.
Okay, yes,
candidates.
finally.
Please.
No, seriously.
Please.
Seriously, seriously. Okay.
Victor.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Do you have a question? Any other candidate? You have a first? Let's have order.
My question goes to Mr. Mugenyi Justus. What is Wewe and how is it applicable to the students' mental health, the commanding the class presidents? The question is still going on. What is Wewe and how will you apply to solving students' mental health, to the leaders that are under your command, and to solving day-to-day affairs that are concerning the students, the day-to-day student challenges? How will you apply Wewe, for instance, to attend to a toilet that is not flashing? Thank you very much.
Well, should I first ask or I answer?
You can respond in the most comfortable way.
Well, I'm going to respond, but as well, in my response, I'm phrasing my questions to him.
I need an answer. I'd rather have an answer.
I'll be answering.
I'd rather have an answer.
Okay, the answer is here.
I'd rather have an answer.
Last year, in 2021, February of 2021, we happened to restart an academic year. We all reported here. We spent 6 weeks without having physical lectures. The 6 weeks that we didn't have the physical lectures, we had lecturers on strike. Just because they were on strike, we were in our hostels, paying for accommodation and paying for meals. What happened is, the very person who has asked me this question, he served in one of the biggest positions in that regime as a prime minister. The then regime and the leaders by then, him inclusive, they were having very many engagements with the administration. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to remind you that. A moment. I'm here to remind you that the very regime where he participated in as a prime minister, they went up to about 13 meetings. I'm talking of 13 meetings. Without, 13 meetings without a single resolution over one issue. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the difference that I have with these other candidates is that I'm a candidate who shall always use the right means, and if at all the right means fail, I will always have plan B. Now, my plan B has Justus Mugenyi. Is Wewe. Hold on, wait. I'm still answering. Let me answer my questions. Let me answer my questions well. For some guidance, I want to rectify on some allegation. Now, our guild leadership, Justus Mugenyi, our government is a government that is based on engagements than confrontations. But however, as a government and as the head of that government that shall come into power, we have a threshold of the patience. We have a threshold where we stop. Now, the answer to your question, Wewe is a common language used by university students. Most times when listen to me.
Justus.
No, listen to me. I'm answering.
Justus.
Let us be objective.
Justus.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Let's have order.
Ladies
please.
and gentlemen.
Justus, a minute. Let's have order, please. Justus, you're supposed to respond in 3 minutes.
Yes.
We are running short of time.
And I'm responding.
Can you conclude in 30 seconds?
Yes. The Wewe. I won't take back my words. I am that guild president. We shall use the right means, but if at all the right means fail, we are going to the bush. Why? Because they have given us results. No, hold on. Hold on. Listen to this. Listen to this. The question was, how does Wewe affect the mental health of someone? How it affects is that we always get results in time.
Thank you so much. Do we have any other candidate with a question?
Kindly allow me engage him on this.
Yes, Isaac.
Kindly allow me
question?
engage Mr. Justice on this.
Yes, we are running short of time. I would have loved to give you more time. Thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, there was something that arose, and I'm not getting my opportunity to really talk about, because there is a need to really offer good information and guidance. When we were talking about the vision and mission of the university, one of us said that there is only science and all that, and was talking about other people. Well, we have 6 faculties here. The first faculty is Faculty of Applied Sciences and Technology. The second faculty is Faculty of Interdisciplinary Sciences. The third faculty is Faculty of Business and Management Sciences. We have Faculty of Science. We have Faculty of Computing and Informatics, where we have Computer Science. And we have Faculty of Medicine. That is all science. That is guidance. Then, ladies and gentlemen, about my question, I would love to ask my brother Victor.
Let's have order. Order, please.
What is your moniker in this election? What is your moniker in this election? Okay. What is your nickname and why Kanakambata?
Now, I don't know how many times I've tried to explain to people. Guys, Kanakambata, for those of you who don't know Luganda, it's called a duckling. Now, a duckling has these features. No matter the sunshine, no matter the rain, it still survives. No matter the struggles, no matter whatever is going through, it still survives. That is why, ladies and gentlemen, that is why I'm called Kanakambata, because whatever the pressure, whatever the University Council will do, whatever the administration will do, I will always be there for the students and for the love of the students. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let's have order. Thank you so much for your responses and the questions. Now we are going to get to the Q&A session. You have a question? Please, pose a question.
Well, my question goes to Better Witness. Better Witness, you happen to have served as a prime minister in this past regime, and in one of the innovations that you had and the initiatives you had was fundraising, and it was fundraising and collecting of money to buy an ambulance. Now, that docket of fundraising falls in the office of the Prime Minister. It's the Prime Minister in charge of the guild business. When last year, we had an international students get-together party at Igongo. The students themselves raised up to about 6 million for an ambulance. And on top of that, very many other students who are unknown, they went ahead to collect millions. Tentatively, it's heard that more than 15 millions were collected for an ambulance, but up to now, we are not seeing an ambulance here. So, how do we entrust you with the biggest office in the land, yet you have failed even to manage the smallest position? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. First of all, it's not true that I was the Prime Minister. I was a Deputy Prime Minister who only works when the Prime Minister is away, right? But the next thing, I don't know if Justus looked through the guild work plan, but I didn't see the ambulance in the guild work plan. Maybe it is something that the guild president was passionate about and talked about while campaigning, but it didn't feature in the guild work plan. You produce a guild work plan that has an ambulance. If you find it, you'll ask me anything to do with the ambulance. The ambulance was nowhere in the guild work plan. So if you dealt with people that were collecting money for the ambulance, you probably dealt with wrong people. We didn't have it in the guild work plan. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's get to the second. Let's give an opportunity to the audience to also ask questions. So this is how we are going to run this session. We are going to have, for the start, a question for each candidate. So within the audience, I need to have questions for Beda. I'll have Victor, then a question for Justus, and then Isaac. So somebody will be moving around with the microphone. You pose your question, and then the candidate should be able to respond. After that, we shall have a break, and then we come for the next session. So let's have the first question for Beda Witness.
I'm Twesige Patrick David. And my question to Mr. Beda Witness, using examples, how far can you go for the sake of students' rights?
Gentlemen, notice that I picked a notebook, hoping to first highlight answers for the question, but I noticed it's very easy. I thought I would first write down highlights for the question, but it's very easy. Now, how far I can go to lobby or to fight for the rights of the students? First of all, in the first place, some of the ways in which our rights are denied are a making of the leaders. Can I assure you that the living out allowances would have been gotten in the first 1 month if we had a right person in office? Someone that knew that they were supposed to. I'm giving an example. Someone that knew they were supposed to start on requisitioning or chasing for their money as soon as they noticed that there was no money. But we saw people who waited for 1 month, for 2 months to start on the process of getting that money. So I am saying I would foot the whole journey to make sure the students' rights are gotten. But then for the avoidable circumstances, I would make sure that actually the students' rights are not trampled upon. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. We need an example of how far I can go. I am an assertive person myself. I know assertive people like Justus. So I would get to it and hire also people like Justus. And if there is If there is need, I would feed his boys and my boys, and we actually put an uprising if it is necessary. But the way is not an everyday thing. I would make sure, in the best case scenario, avoid any way whatsoever in which the students' rights can be trampled upon. That's my approach. Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right. We shall have the next question for Mr. Mugambe Victor. The microphone is there. Yeah, please.
Good evening, everyone. My question goes to better witness.
Mr. Mugambe
Members,
Victor.
wait a minute, wait.
We are having one question per candidate.
No. We are not.
Yes, we shall have another session for that. Right now it's one question per candidate. Mr. Mugambe Victor.
Yeah, man. Where? The gallant intellectuals, ladies and gentlemen, Myra Stewart is my name. Allow me begin by sending a gratitude to my brothers I was with in the race just a few days ago. Before I send my question to Mr. Victor Mugambe, ladies and gentlemen, when you look at all those gentlemen, you can really see the real guild president. My brother Mugambe Victor, it is so sad that you even don't know the difference between a retake and a redo. The greatness of an institution like this one lies in leaders who know the challenges faced by the students. It is evident that Mugambe Victor, unfortunately, I'm sending the question to Mugambe Victor, but he's not the only one. Also a colleague seated just on Mugambe Victor's left. It is clear that both of them, they don't know the challenges faced by the students. Mugambe Victor, I don't think that the challenge you would begin mentioning is retakes and redos, which you can't even differentiate. That is sorted. Your colleague seated just on your left, I don't think the challenge of students of Mbarara University of Science and Technology is a line of sockets in PLT. So my brother, I'm just guiding you, Mr. Bida Witness and your friend. I don't think the challenge to students of Mbarara University is a line of sockets in PLT. No, that was a lie. People power, our power, NUP, everywhere. Mugenyi Justice is our next guild president.
Thank you so much. We have a question coming in from our online platforms. This goes to all the candidates. Victor, later you'll be able to respond. How are the aspiring candidates planning to bridge the gap between Chihumuro and the town campus? So, Victor, you can respond to the other question, and in the same interest, you can tackle this question before you pass on the microphone to your colleague.
All right. First of all, I understand Mr. Myra's position. I understand the depression. I understand the circumstances in which you could not complete your guild interest. I know how much you love this. And I understand how you are going through this. Please,
you give him some care. I understand him. But when he talks about me, Mugambe Victor, not understanding the problems of the people. Me. Listen, guys, listen. When I talk about retakes as the #1 problem, I know what it means. It's because people are suffering from retakes. You don't know what it means to do a retake, young man. You don't know. So ladies and gentlemen, if there is any leader or any group which thinks that retakes are not a problem for students, then you did not deserve to be a leader at all.
Thank you so much, Victor, for your submission. Let's have your response to the question that we got online. Somebody is asking how you plan to bridge the gap between Chihumuro and the town campus.
Well, the question is, how do I plan to bridge the gap between Chihumuro and town campus? For the past 4 years I've been here, we have had very many guild aspirants promising Chihumuro that they would overcome their challenges they go through. But just because the guild leaders, most of them have been coming from town campus, after getting into office, they always fail to fulfill their promises. Just as Mugenyi has a pledge for Chihumuro, we realize there's nothing for, I believe in a sentiment of there's nothing for us without us. Now, for Chihumuro, I want it to be instituted in the guild constitution that if a guild president comes from town campus, the vice president should come from Chihumuro campus. Why? Listen to me. Why? It's because when a vice president comes from Chihumuro campus, he or she will always be held accountable at no cost. The fact that he or she will always attend lectures with them, will always study with them, will always sleep with them, this person will have to execute the mandate vested in them. Thank you very much.
Ladies, gallant students of Mbaye University of Science and Technology, the trailblazers are saying that the issue of Chihumuro campus, which for your own information, Chihumuro is the main campus of this institution. Chihumuro is the main campus of Mbaye University of Science and Technology. This is just town campus. Going back in history, you see, we are here to share information. In 2010, there was a plan that was instituted. It was a 10-year plan. And by 2020, we were supposed to have a very functional campus at Chihumuro. Today, we don't have that. But this is what we have to do. And this is what we are saying. Because we have to hit the ground running. We are going to pass a referendum. That is under Article 15, subsection 17 of our guild constitution. Ladies and gentlemen, under this referendum, we are voting yes or no. Listen, Umva, that is Randy saying listen. The referendum is a yes or no. The yes is having faculty government. Every faculty in this institution needs to have a faculty government, a president, faculty welfare minister, faculty welfare, finance, and all that. We are saying, listen. We are saying, ladies and gentlemen, it's high time we had a council of faculty presidents. This is going to help us to always settle issues about students at faculty levels, basically and locally. About the people in Chihumuro, we have talked about very many people giving ministries, giving positions here and there. The past guild speaker, the past deputy prime minister, who happens to be a GRC James Flats, have all been coming from Chihumuro. We need to have equal share of power, and we need that. And we need to have ministers coming from there. But we need an everlasting solution. One that is functional, one that is tested and proven. Thank you so much.
Well, please pass on the mic. Please, please,
please,
please,
please, please.
Pass the mic to Victor. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Now, guys, when you talk about humor issues, I understand. I know my brothers are watching me, and I'm telling you that what they call a gap, I hear there is a barrier, I hear there is something like that. Let us define it. What is this gap? Where does it come from? Where does it stem from? Is it a physical gap that is 7 kilometers from town campus to there? No. The gap is in governance. And we are saying the only way, this is one campus. This is one university. Let us be very clear about that. It is one university. So the only way, and the only way I repeat, looking in the camera, students of Chuma are seeing me. The only way is for us to make sure that the good representatives have power. So that people from Chihumro who are good representatives can have power and make decisions which are necessary for their own sake. And that is what we are talking about. Nothing else can solve that apart from making sure that the good representatives can have power. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I can bet that this question came from a Chumro person. I can bet that this question we are answering right now came from a Chumro person. Why? Because if you sample the problems that students face, 70% are faced by Chihumro people. And that is an average Chihumro person. But 90% of the problems are faced by Chihumro resident students. We don't have meals. We don't have everything. I will use the we approach here. We don't have meals. Sometimes we don't have water. Sometimes we don't have what. But none of these people actually can wake up to the realization of this. So let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, the approach to this, first of all, we are going to have a good president that cares about mass as whole. We are not settling again for a good president that just cares about the town campus. It will amuse you how someone would come to power and there are no sports fields in Chumro, meals are not attended to, everything is not attended to, and this person occupies office and leaves. We are saying,
please, 30 seconds.
Thank you. We are saying we are defining power sharing. As soon as I take power as a good president, we are defining power sharing between the two campuses. Thank you very much. Just a simple question to Mr. Beda. He has been the Deputy Prime Minister and also the DRS of Chumros. I just want him to mention for me only 7 things you have done. 7 as the DRC and as the Deputy Prime Minister. Then we end this debate.
Order, please. Order, please. Order, please. Victor, let's have order. Let's have order. Victor, you had an opportunity to pose that question. So let's move to the next bit. So because of, for the interest of time, let's listen. Order, please. Let's have order. Order, please.
Okay. Can I answer his question?
Let's have order. Please, just 1 minute.
Can I answer his question?
Let's have order, please. The remaining bit, we are going to entirely leave it to you guys to ask questions.
Allow me answer his question.
Wait. Wait, please. Let's have order. Let's have order, please. Let's have order, please. Can I submit on something? Let's listen. Let's listen. We had a session where candidates were posing questions to their colleagues. So now what we are having is, we're supposed to be having a short break, and then each candidate comes back and talks about issues to do with welfare. But because time is against us, let's... Order, please. Order, please. Even if there is no curfew, we cannot run this until tomorrow. So, what we are going to have, please, order, please. I'm going to give you an opportunity to ask questions around welfare to these candidates, and then they'll be able to respond. As we get to that, we'll be able to transition to the end of this session. Would have loved to have more time where each one comes up and you submit on welfare, but we can't. So now what we are going to do, we are having some online questions. We give a turn to them. Okay, respond.
What question? His question? Thank you very much. One thing you need to notice. One thing you need to note. One thing you need to notice is that the Deputy Prime Minister does background work. You are never at the front line of any activity. But let me tell you, the activities, we have people that have been in the Guild House. You people, it's because the Guild House has not been open to the students' body that we can think there are major projects on which the Deputy Prime Minister leads. But the Deputy Prime Minister basically does background work. So I'll tell you, I had a background input on how the TVs came around, that the People Power government had stolen. The TVs that the NUP government had stolen, I had a background input on how they came about. I put pressure to the government on some of the things that were done. True, some of the things were not achieved, but I was not in the driving seat. About the mills, but maybe if you ask me what I achieved as a GRC of Chumro, if you ask me what I achieved as a GRC Chumro, where I was in the driving seat, that's what I can tell you. But as a Deputy Prime Minister, you are a Secretary to Executive, and there are no major projects that you lead as a person. But
30 seconds.
So, we shall talk about the Guild TVs. We shall talk about the students that have so far been helped to get their national IDs. We shall talk about...
Thank you so much.
We shall talk about the activities that were done, the beauty pageants and all that. But all that was background work. I was never in the driving seat because I was deputizing someone. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your submissions. Ladies and gentlemen, to make something clear, when we were starting this session, I was able to share the rules of engagement. The fact is, if this session is to go on up to the end, we must be able to respect how the session should run. We cannot have everyone submitting at any other minute and then you expect the session to run well up to the end. So when you have a chance to submit, pick the microphone, submit. All the issues that you have will be determined by the ballot. So you have an opportunity to exercise your preference when that time comes. This is a public discussion where candidates are sharing views on topical issues that are coming up. So when we don't respect each other in terms of observing silence, then we may be forced to end this session. To be honest with you, we are going to end this session at 7:15. We are going to end the session at 7:15. So we have about 17 minutes to go. So, and this session is, I'll give you a chance. We have another session on Thursday where these candidates will show up and they have another engagement. For now, let's use the remaining minutes for you to convey any questions that you have, and then the candidates respond. Are we together? So, the person with the microphone, before you pass it on to the next person, just allow me. There is a question that came in online, and it's from Muyanja Isaac.
Can I finish?
This person says, Muyanja Isaac, kindly elaborate the use of the large sums we pay as functional fees every semester.
So, ladies and gentlemen, every semester, every student pays a hefty fee of 520,000 shillings. This, well, every academic year, sorry about that. Every academic year we pay a hefty fee of 520,000 Ugandan shillings, but it cuts across all two semesters. First, we are talking about 120,000 shillings that goes to the book bank. For Christ's sake, what's a book bank? What are we using the book bank for? It's there with old books in the library. That's 120,000. We are talking about 100,000 examination fee. We are talking about 50,000 medical fee with that box of Panadol. Only 50,000. Ladies and gentlemen, we are not just talking about 120,000 and maybe another 10,000. We are talking about 0.8 billion Ugandan shillings that goes to the library. What accountability do we have for that? We are talking about 10,000 we pay for guild fee. We are talking about 10,000 we pay for sports fee. And we are talking about 50,000 we pay for information and technology. Look at the Wi-Fi we have. Thank you.
Let's have questions from the audience.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Philemon Ojuman, and I'm a first year. My name is Philemon Ojuman, and I'm a first year. My question goes to Justice. How will you increase the awareness of the significance of your position as guild president to a wide range of students that will lead to a positive working relationship with the administration and lead to an effective and timely service delivery? Yes. My question is, how will you increase?
Let's have order.
My question is, how will you increase awareness of the significance of your position as guild president to a wide range of students that will lead to a positive working relationship with the administration, leading to an effective and timely service delivery?
Well, to start with, as a guild president, you are meant always to address the issues that affect the students. the very many challenges that we have as students wouldn't have been significant if at all the genesis of the problem is rectified. And what is the genesis of the problem? The genesis of the problem is, first of all, what is the role of the guild president? A guild president is supposed to be a student's advocate. A guild president is supposed to be someone who advocates and pushes for the interest of the students. But what has been happening, and the reason that's why we have many problems, is we have been having guild leaders who instead have been fronting the interest of the administration. To me, the challenges we have wouldn't have been significant if at all the genesis of the challenges is addressed. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let's have a question from a lady.
Good evening. Good evening. This question is to Kana Kambata. This question is to Kana Kambata. Are you able to give us at least 2 ideas that will support the welfare of Chihumuro students in terms of the quality of food? Are you able to give us at least 2 ideas that will support the welfare of Chihumuro students in terms of the quality of food?
Now, that is my area of specialty. And if you look, first of all, let me say, you look beautiful and I appreciate that. But most importantly, if you look at our number 1 point in the manifesto called the formula, this is what happens. We are saying that we want a change in the land usage policy of must. Now, the reason as why you have low quality food at Chihumuro, may have explained these things. I've eaten that low quality food and I'm telling you why. It's because there is monopoly. You get? Now, that monopoly arises from the fact that the government of Uganda constructs a certain building, they call it a kitchen, and then they rent it to Buffalo, which is at Chihumuro, isn't it? Now, what happens is that Buffalo, in order, this is basic economics, in order for them to bring back their profits, they will have to make the prices high and the quality of food low because the monopoly is there and they cannot do anything. That is number 1. That is the first idea, land usage policy. We have to change that. We have to make sure that instead of them constructing, let us just create land. You know Farida? I don't know if you are from Chihumuro. There is a lady called Farida. She used to come because she was given some piece of land to make something. And she used to give us much food and high quality food because she was being rented to the land. So we want the land to be rented to the people to construct their businesses. Those are ideas I'm talking about. Now, the other thing, when you talk about Chihumuro students, I assume you are talking about all students from Chihumuro, whether they start hall or they come back this side. Now, the other thing is in the housing. You see, there are 3 things I told the freshers when they came. They should be wary about tuition, rent, and yes, and food, which you talked about, tuition, rent, and food. Now, the rent is key. This is what is happening in the day-to-day lives of a math student. We have the hostel owner, and then we have a student. Like, let me use bed. We have bed as a student, then we have the hostel owner, Mr. Justus. So what happens is like this. This guy is a businessman. He's going to try to exploit the student. You get? So what happens, the plan we have is here. Instead of this man having direct transactions with him, with no policy, we are saying the student guild should come in and become the third party. And then suggest that if you do not have A, B, C, D, E, you should not house a math student. Those are the strategies we are talking about. Like I said, guys, we are not about chaotic hooliganism. Not violence, no. We are talking about ideological hooliganism. And if you want an ideological hooligan, It is Mugambe Victor. I'm an ideological hooligan. You are here and you are seeing me. We have ideas. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Victor. Let's have another question from a lady.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. I want to congratulate all the candidates and appreciate them for their time. My question goes to Mr. Justice. Regardless of how confused I was by his submission on the, regardless of how confused I was on your submission on the Wewe something, I personally believe that if we stand in a constitution and in a university, we have a system to things. If the only solution that remains is system. So my question therefore is, I hope, yeah, I think I'm now more edible. You said something about Wewe Revolution being a plan B. I believe any good leader should pursue plan A and not start as a failure on plan A. No, don't begin by saying plan A has failed. Begin with plan A. You also mentioned that if the right means fail, then you will go to the bush. Where is the bush? What are the right means? And does that mean that you are trying to say that Wewe is the wrong means? Because the right means will have failed? And still on Wewe, concerning student welfare, how safe are our students during the bush times?
Well, let me reply. Let me have a response. Get my response. Now, how the question should have been. The question should have been, how did you I'm answering you. The question should have been, how did you reach to the end point of plan B? That's how the question should have been. That's how the question should have been. Listen. Well, what I'm saying is that we shouldn't. Amongst us, the candidates here, none of us was given an avenue to talk about the manifesto. But ladies and gentlemen, like I told you before, the very many challenges we have are always significant because the genesis of these problems is not always rectified. And what is the genesis of the problem? Let me tell you this. One, the guild leaders that we have been having have always failed to execute their mandate. And that's why, listen, that is one. They have always failed to execute their mandate. And what is their mandate? I've told you, their mandate is always to advocate for the interest of the students. And what is the interest of the students? The interest of the students is, it has to start first of all with a policy review. We have to have an inclusive and consultative mode of approach in decision making. What do I mean? Listen to me. You all realize that the university always just sends directives. The university just commands. But I am saying, if at all we have an inclusive and consultative mode of approach in decision making, that is a preliminary sort of. No, listen to me. What I'm saying, we all have manifestos, but we have the simple basics. What are those top-notch headlines in everyone's manifesto? What is that topmost headline in everyone's manifesto. That's what you should be interested in. Because we have not given an approach, we haven't been given an avenue to talk about our manifestos. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to categorically clear this. Our government is not more of a confrontation, but it's more of engagement. But however, I want to state this clearly. Our government, for as long as there's a maximum threshold reached of patience, that's what the plan becomes.
Hello. Hello. Listening Zoe. Listening Zoe. Emas Zoe. Okay. I request that the microphone goes to the man who at one time wanted to gild us instead of guiding us. That is the trailblazer. Mr. Totoman. I would like to inform you that it's over Derek Isaac, JRC elect of Medical Laboratory Science. My questions will be answered in this format, yes or no. Mr. Muyanja Isaac, do you agree that our powers as students have been suffocated by the administration?
Yes.
Thank you. Now, we've had precedences. The first one is when the lecturers striked instead of lecturing. It is only one man in this house that had the charisma and the zeal. Yeah? To come up and influence and cause a peaceful uprising. Now, I'm building a question. I'm building a question. Yes. Then, secondly, when the government students were not receiving their LA, still it is one man that came up. Then my question comes, do we still need you as Muyanja Isaac, who has kept seated when our powers are suffocated? Yet we already have, yet we already have someone who has showed potential even without holding any office. So the answer will be yes or no. Yes or no?
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yes or no?
You need the trailblazer more than ever before. Yes, you need Muyanja Isaac.
Order.
And ladies and gentlemen,
let's have order
listen,
in the house.
Ladies and gentlemen,
let's have order in the house.
Ladies and gentlemen, when issues of students have been suffocated in Biouniversity, the gentleman who just asked the question is called Derek Isaac. He's the president of the new mass chapter. Thank you so much, Mr. President, for those questions. I want to make this categorically clear. Issues of Biouniversity of Science and Technology are not about individuals. Issues of Biouniversity of Science and Technology are about everybody. And everybody has equally been affected, and everybody has always risen up. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody has always risen up to the occasion of their training, and we have always gotten the results of what we need. Therefore, just like he said, you need Muyanja Isaac, Totoman, for the next due presidents. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Isaac. We've come to an end of this session. The next questions will be addressed to the next debate, which is there on Thursday. Yes. Let's bring this to, excuse me. Order in the house. Order. Order in the house. Order in the house. Let's have order. Yeah, we've now come to a session of final remarks from our candidates. We shall have an opportunity to have our candidates have their final remarks. They're going to make their final remarks to the audience as they are seeking for your support to vote them into power. We shall start with candidate Mugenyi Justus Kizito. You give your final remarks, requesting for the students to vote you into power. Thank you very much.
Thank you once again. Last year in March, we reported in this very university, we spent 6 weeks without having physical lectures. The very many leaders that we had by then in office were having very many frequent engagements with the administration. But that was done at the expense of students who are in their hostels, paying for accommodation and paying for meals without having lectures. We went up to about 6 weeks. I, Justus Mugenyi, as a concerned student and a student who was being affected by that situation, I personally mobilized for a demonstration, a peaceful demonstration. And I can sure tell you, listen to this. We demonstrated on Friday, and ladies and gentlemen, after 2 days we got the lectures. So we got the results. Listen to this, just last semester, we had our government students had moved 3 months into a semester. 3 months into a semester without their living out allowance. The leaders by then, actually the current leaders, had several engagements with the administration, the people concerned. They wrote several letters, but still the university kept a deaf ear. As Justus Mugenyi, I'm not a government student, I'm a private student. I personally mobilized for a strike. I personally mobilized for a peaceful demonstration, and I was arrested on eve to the day of the demonstration. I was arrested and detained for 2 days, but after 3 days, the money was released. Ladies and gentlemen, I want... Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to make this clear. The government of Justus Mugenyi is a government that shall basically have a background of more of engagements than confrontations. But however, I want to state this clearly here. For as long as we are pushed to the walls, for as long as the patience has been overstretched, for as long as the threshold has been reached, I can surely tell you we shall always have the plan B. I can surely tell you this once more. We should desist and embrace a new norm of always fronting leaders who want to be submissive to the university administration. We should instead get leaders who are aggressive, leaders who want to be compromised, leaders who want to act like puppets, and that leader is Justus Mugenyi. Thank you very much.
You can pass on the mic to the next candidate. Pass on the mic.
Thank you very much. Masterians, notice how Mugenyi Justus is running off from his own strategy. He comes by the way and then says he's more of engagements. But ladies and gentlemen, we are suggesting a must in which we push that the administration cares about us. Pushing, using the minds and not the street language. We are applying the minds. We answer the question how. My manifesto is a promise to answer the question how. It is the answers to the question how that make one a leader.
Order, please.
Masterians, in every step in explaining my manifesto, I answer the question how. This evening we have been deprived of a chance for me to take you through how I intend to go about the welfare, especially of all Masterians, especially those in Chumro. Masterians, we need to look out for a leader that answers the question how. Just as his approach, Muyanja, Victor, all of them really clearly show that they don't answer the question how. And the question how is actually solutions. Answers the question how are solutions. So ladies and gentlemen, what comes from the students to a leader are problems, and what should go out from the leader to the students are solutions. We answer the question how, and that is why we deserve to be voted into power and lead Mbarara University of Science and Technology. I am using the we because I believe a student guild should not be built around one person. A student's guild should be built, should be a team in which the guild president is only a team leader. That is why I emphasized a lot in my manifesto how we need to build an effective government. A government in which every leader delivers on their burden. So
thank you so
all
much.
through I am using the approach of we. Thank you very much.
Victor, it's your turn.
Now, these are closing remarks. That's why I had to stand up. You will ignore politics, but politics won't ignore you. It will affect you in whatever you are doing. I've always told students that the guild government affects us in three things: our academic life, our social life, and our religious life. I am here today not to make noise. I'm here today not to be bankrupt of ideas, but I'm here today because I believe that we have a chance to create a must we want. The question is then, which must do we want? Violence? Bankrupts of ideas? The must we want, the must we want, the must we want is a must of ideas. The must we want is a must whereby we do not just move around recklessly doing nothing, but we have things to work on. We have projects to work on. We are talking about things which affect students. We are talking about everything that affects students from the word go to where they end. So ladies and gentlemen of must, I agree with the people who are in only one aspect. Only one aspect. That if the law of logic fails, the logic of force will apply, but not chaotic, not this kind of violence. We are talking about things which we need. So ladies and gentlemen of Mbarara University of Science and Technology, those who are here and those who are watching us online, the reason why I came into this race is for accountability of each and everything we do. I told people here that in all these people, I'm the only non-finalist. They took it as a joke. Look, even if you're a finalist, you know, this is around 6 to 7 months of good leadership. It is going to be total action. But you will need, listen. I'm talking about total action, not half men. Let us be realistic. Guys, I'm saying 6 months of action-packed business. We need somebody we are going to tell, please tell me, where is our money? We need somebody who are going to tell you, promise us this, where are you? All these people, let me look at them. All these people will not be here. I'm telling the mass fraternity, none of them will be here to account for anything they are promising you here today, because they are going. So, ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude, the name is Mugambe Victor Kana Kambata. Thank you.
Ladies, thank you. Thank you so much, Mbayo University of Science and Technology. Thank you for coming through for this first presidential debate. From the Trailblazers, we want to say, ladies and gentlemen, that now, and we said it, and we have always said it, and we shall continue saying it, that now is the time for us to take the bull by the horns. In this case, ladies and gentlemen, we are saying that we have got an opportunity before us, an opportunity to do things that are going to be attached to our generation, things that are going to be about our stay here in Mbayo University of Science and Technology, things that are going to be about students of Mbayo University of Science and Technology, for the students, by the students, and in the interest of the students. We have talked about a plethora of. We are saying every student with an idea X needs to get solution Y within a twinkle of an eye. We are saying every student with an idea, with a project, we have preached the innovation and research hub every now and again. We should no longer be a University of Science and Technology by name. We should be a University of Science and Technology by action. We should, ladies and gentlemen, we have talked about issues that need to be dealt with in an everlasting solution and with an everlasting manner. Today we are here. Tomorrow our brothers and sisters will be here. What happens if you are not here and we build solutions and systems around ourselves? We need to leave a system that is everlasting and will see the light of the day. Issues about welfare, ladies and gentlemen. We have talked about consultative in form of the General Assemblies. Everybody, like I've said, we are coming through. We are holding everybody accountable. This is no longer idle talk. The idle talk of talking about this and the other. We are talking about issues and we are talking about solutions. Ladies and gentlemen, the name is Mianja Isaac. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mbayo University of Science and Technology. And just like the motto says, succeed, succeed, succeed. Mbayo oye! Mbayo oye! Ra! Cha! Hello.
This has been an interesting one. Silence. Let's have order. Order in the house. Order in the house. Let's give a big hand clap to our candidates. Let's give a very big hand clap to the candidates. And another round of applause to the audience that has attended. We thank you all for today. We thank you for this interesting session. And our next session will be on Thursday at Chumro. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for those wonderful engagements. And we hope to see you at Chumro campus for another session. We've come to an end of this session. Yes, please. Okay. Let's President Debate Society to speak to us.
Yes,
All
thank
right,
you very much, you who has been
thank
watching
you
the
guys
TV. Okay,
for
we should be
today.
coming soon.
We are still echoing the fact that we shall have our last debate session at Humro in the auditorium. So make sure you're there by 5 so that we can start on time to avoid inconveniences and going beyond schedule. Thank you so much, everyone who participated, and thank you, our aspirants, and most important, for everything. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. You has been watching AYIT TV. That's what makes Mbarara University of Science and Technology a great university. It's never just like any other university. Now he is to thank whoever is following us online and whoever at least sent a comment. This was very important. Quite a number of promises around, but also the level of intellectualism is another big point to consider. We can only say that the final answer is and will be only provided by the must students, and we are talking about the Mastelians. From me, Sankara Beruhanga, and the team that was behind the production, we can only thank you very much. This is what we promised, and we are going to continue actually giving you this exclusive coverage of these debates. What do you think that actually can change in the next Guild presidential debate? Please, you could still let the communication roll on this very live feed. What should actually change in the next Guild presidential debate? That is actually the biggest question. Who did it better? The judges are not going to come and announce who actually won the debate. The question comes back to you, the student of Must, who is actually representing you very well. Who do you share ideas with, and who do you think is actually going to give you the best of the regime? Now, those who dropped comments, of course, quite a number of them, unfortunately, we shouldn't be able to get to read them. Maybe to give you a few facts is that whoever is going to win this race is going to be the 33rd Guild president of this university. The university having started in 1998. Having started around that time, we can only expect the 33rd Guild president of this mighty university. Of course, we are going to see a few more interactive sessions that include them and give them a chance, to talk to you, and actually you could guess a base where you need to, cast your vote for or take a vote whatever awasigadde or CDK. That is what we have to actually call for. This is to again promise you that on Thursday we will do a live broadcast from Chihumuro campus with the same 4 big men battling and tussling it out just the same way they did. But also later they will have a radio live engagement, and then later our open air campaigns which we already know that are going to be virtual just because of the virus, the question of the virus. But the biggest question is, of the 4 men, who is the best? Who represents the caliber of Must, and who actually has the best ideas that you see or think that if he actually got that seat, it is going to be a game changer of this very university. From the team, we can only thank Mr. Henry Kabuga, who is been behind the production, whatever you see on the screen, he is the gentleman behind the production, but also Zodi Graphics, who is also a student at Mbarara University of Science and Technology, behind the camera, and also making sure the setting is actually very, very clear for you. Whatever you see in the background, that is the gentleman behind all that. And Hajat Sumaya, who is also a student at Mbarara University of Science and Technology, is another big name behind production, but also behind the camera. From us, it is only a very good evening, and we promise that we are only going to do this more and more. Please, succeed we must, and AIT TV empowering you.
The Times. The Mighty University is back to polls. Who is the next guild president of MUST? MUST Guild decides 2022. Don't miss the exclusive coverage of this yet another historical election. Only on
AIT TV, empowering you. You're watching AIT TV, empowering you.
The times are back. The Mighty University is back to polls. Who is the next guild president of MUST? MUST Guild decides 2022. Don't miss the exclusive coverage of this yet another historical election. Only on
AIT TV, empowering you. You're watching AIT TV, empowering you.
The times are back. The Mighty University is back to polls. Who is the next guild president of MUST? MUST Guild decides 2022. Don't miss the exclusive coverage of this yet another historical election. Only on
AIT TV, empowering you. You're watching AIT TV, empowering you.
The times are back. The Mighty University is back to polls. Who is the next guild president of MUST? MUST Guild decides